Hola amigos, welcome to Singing Señorita. So it is officially summer, but I have decided to work on my get to know you activities this year because I really want to work on my class building and team building activities this year. So what I'm going to show you first is what I finished first, and that would be my get to know you page. Now, I made one of these last year, but this year I'm actually going to be teaching Spanish 1. So my one from last year was for level 2 and 3. So what I did is I did one in Spanish so that it was kind of like a review activity / get to know you. But this time, because it's Spanish 1, I did create an English one. So what I used to do is just ask them like 20 questions, and then honestly, I would never get to reading them all. Because if you have 150 to 180 students every year and you've got to read 20 questions and it's the beginning of school, it's overwhelming. But this has helped me so much because it's just got the pictures. So I can just look at the kid, I can look at the way they colored it. It gives me a little bit about their personality, plus the important things that come with a picture. Being that I'm very visual, it helps me a lot learn about my students. So I love that I made this for my own class. Now I have 2 versions, Spanish and English, which I will link. So this year, what I wanted to do, I was reading on a blog, which I will try to link it down in the description, about using Jenga with flash task cards. So what I wanted to do is create a set of task cards that I could use as a get to know you activity. Again, I'm teaching level 1 and level 2, so I actually have 2 sets. Let me see if I can find them both. So what I've done is I have made a task card set. So each, oh, the light is shining weird because these are laminated, so I'll do them at an angle. So these are my task cards. Now the way that I'm going to use these are just questions in English for my Spanish 1 students. And there are several ways that I plan on using these. So what I did is I numbered, let me get it where it's not an angle, each one of them. So all of my task card sets will have 1 through 36. Now there's a reason why I do that, but I will get to that. So I also did it to 36. So each page, there's 4 different pages. So I can do them and color code them for group work, whichever task cards I happen to make. These are for the get to know you stack for my Spanish 1s. So they're just a bunch of get to know you questions. When is your birthday? What's your favorite drink? What are you looking forward to this year? What's your favorite video game? So, and what I did for the way that I'm going to do this. Now, you could do this several ways. I've got it divided in color and by number. So if you just want to divide the deck up and have each student in a group of 4 ask one of the questions to the group everybody asked, that's one way that you can use these to get to know each other. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the numbers. And so I read about this cool Jenga activity, but I altered it. So I will put the original post, which I didn't read all of it, but I read enough to figure out what I wanted to do. So I want to use it as a get to know you in the first week of school with these cards. So what I did, and I'll show you and stick the video in there, but I made, let me see if I can pull these apart because they're pretty fresh. I made a set of Jenga. So I just went to Dollar Tree, got one of the $1.25 sets. And what I did is I matched the color to my task cards. So what I could do is play Jenga, and when they pull a square, they have to answer a question of that color. That's one way you could do it. But what I am going to do is on the back side, there are numbers. So each Jenga from Dollar Tree has 72 blocks. I made my cards 36. So what I did is I numbered one set of 1 through 36 on the dark and one set of 1 through 36 on the light. And when they draw one, whoop, let's say this is number 18, then they can flip through the stack, find question number 18, and they have to answer that. What do you like to do in your free time? So it's just a cool way, and I just put them on these little, I just poked a hole in them, laminated them, because after all that work, I'm using these every year. And then I just used a binder clip. So they have these at Dollar Tree also. I am a huge fan of Dollar Tree, if you haven't noticed. So that is one of the activities that we're going to do. They are going to do this first thing. The Jenga activity is probably going to be near the end of the week once they're already getting to know each other. I'm going to place them in their groups that they will be in for a while. And then another activity that I typically do is two truths and a lie. So I will put several up about myself and I will make them guess which one is the lie. So my favorite one is I've run a half marathon, I've eaten guinea pig, and I've lived in another country. So the lie is I've lived in another country, unless you count my month-long trips to other countries. That's sorta not. So, and then I turn around and make them do that, and then they share in groups, and then I try to guess the answer for those students who want to share. That is another get to know you activity that I plan on doing in the first week of school. On the very first day of school, I actually talk about myself all in Spanish, and then I have my students guess what the things were in English, just to prove to them that even if they know absolutely no Spanish, there are enough cognates, and also I have pictures up on the board, they can understand way more than they think they can. So that is my number one first day activity, because I want them to automatically be in the mindset, I can figure out more than I think I can. So another activity that we've done in my class that I plan on doing again, especially in Spanish 2, is Levántate sí. And I haven't gotten that resource done for my own class yet, but what I want to do is review the verbs with that. So stand up if you like to sing or whatever. Levántate si te gusta cantar. So I'm going to do all of the different verbs to review that they learned in Spanish 1 on a PowerPoint, and of course I'm going to have them stand up if they like to. I might have them interact with each other and ask somebody, do you like to do that, just to give them a little bit of speaking practice. So those are the different ways that I am planning on getting to know my students. I hope this has helped you. I'm going to link all of the different things that I've talked about in the description. So if you want to use some of my resources, feel free to grab yourself some, and I hope you have an amazing day. Adios.